Amazon spent $43 billion in 3 months on one thing, AI servers. If you own Amazon stock, listen carefully because that bill may have just crushed cash flow and the valuation. This is Amazon, the largest retailer in America. Their earnings just nearly doubled, but their cash flow declined massively. That gap is the trade. One number decides who wins, and it's probably not what you're thinking. My name's Ken Freeman. I'm a Rutgers Business School professor, CFA charter holder, and I have over 20 years experience on Wall Street. I train the top analysts at JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and BlackRock. They get paid six figures to do one thing, read SEC filings. And while others just skim the press release, I read every page of the 10Q. And I found what everybody else missed. I call it the backlog bet. By the next earnings report, the bet either pays off or it doesn't. And it decides if Amazon's AI strategy is hitting the bullseye or missing the mark. So is Amazon the buy of the decade, or are the bears finally right? Amazon earnings nearly doubled last quarter. Net income jumped to $30.3 billion. Wall Street should have thrown a party. Instead, the stock went sideways. Why is that? Well, I dug into the filing and I found something strange. $12.3 billion of that profit did not come from selling anything. Amazon owns a piece of an AI company that you've probably heard of, Anthropic, the brains behind Claude. Anthropic's value went up over the last year, and because Amazon owns less than 20%, that passive investment gets marked to market. So Amazon had to mark their stake to a higher number, and this paper gain hit their earnings. Think of your house. It's worth more this year than last year. You still own it. You didn't sell it. There's no cash that actually hit your bank account. That is what Wall Street calls paper profit. It looks real, but it's not cash. And unlike your house, Amazon has to recognize this increase. Strip that paper gain out, and the real business looks very different. More money came in the door, but the free cash flow collapsed. Amazon invested a ton in something else. Was it worth it? To get the answer, you need to understand how Amazon makes money. Picture this. You open up the Amazon app on your phone. You're searching for laptop chargers, and 200 options show up right on the screen. You hit buy now on a $12 one. You have free Prime shipping, so buy tomorrow, that's at your door. And that is the magic trick. But Amazon is not just a box, it's what runs behind the box. Behind that order are millions of servers. That's AWS, Amazon's cloud business. Now, here's the picture. Amazon makes money 5 main ways. First, online stores, $64.3 billion. That's all those boxes sitting at your doorstep. Second, third-party sellers, $41.6 billion. These are fees paid by small businesses that are selling on Amazon. Third, AWS Cloud, $37.6 billion. This is renting servers to other companies. Fourth, advertising, $17.2 billion. This is companies paying to show up in Amazon apps. Fifth, subscriptions, $13.4 billion. Prime memberships and other subscriptions. Add it all up. Amazon brought in $181 billion in just 3 months. That's up 17% from a year before. The moat here is ruthless scale. Nobody ships faster, cheaper, or bigger. And nobody runs more of the internet. AWS powers a huge chunk of the internet. Now, here's the question. If the business runs like a jet engine, what could possibly go wrong? If this is the kind of research that you want, smash like and subscribe right now. It helps keep this Wall Street level analysis to you for free every single week. When something's wrong with a business, the warning signs hide in the numbers. I dug in, found 4 of them, and they're pretty alarming. I just showed you what paper profit looks like. Page 8 of the 10Q has another one. Another $4.5 billion in paper gains from the same Anthropic investment. But these gains are in convertible debt, not equity. Stack those two markups together, that's $16.8 billion. More than half of the profit was just accounting. Never forget, accounting is the language of finance. If you can't speak it, you're lost in translation. Even the IRS noticed the Anthropic bump, and they charged $4.1 billion more in taxes. That's on profit that never hit the bank. This is a headline that Wall Street loves, earnings growth, but it's built on accounting, not on customers. And the next flag explains why the paper magic is so dangerous. Here's what Amazon does not want you to see, their real cash flow. A year ago, they had real cash flowing in, $25.9 billion of free cash flow. That's real cash after every bill is paid, after the trucks, the servers, and the warehouses. Now, it's only $1.2 billion. That's down 95%. So where did it all go? Answer, AI servers. Amazon spent $43 billion in 1 quarter, and they say that the bill is going up. More spending, more cash burn. That's a huge bet on AI demand. If it works, they look like geniuses. But if not, the cash is gone forever and it's never returning. And that makes the next flag even scarier. When cash dries up, you borrow money, and Amazon just borrowed a lot. Last quarter alone, Amazon issued 37 billion in dollar bonds, plus another 16.8 billion in euro bonds. Stack that on top of what they already owe, total long-term debt jumped from 68 to 122 billion dollars in one quarter. Translation: Amazon's paying for AI with borrowed money. They're not doing it from earned money. This is something that Amazon hasn't done in the past. And every dollar of debt ends up costing them interest. Interest jumped to $800 million. A year ago, it was $541 million. And the bill's only going to grow from here. Bigger debt, bigger interest, less cash. But the next flag is the scariest one by far. Stay with me here. It's not all bubblegum and rainbows. Amazon invested $15 billion into a little AI company that you might have heard of, OpenAI. OpenAI is one of Amazon's biggest customers. They rent Amazon AWS servers. So Amazon bought a piece of its customer, then signed a $100 billion deal for that customer to buy more servers. And Amazon promised $35 billion more in equity and $20 billion to Anthropic. Stop and think about that for a second. Amazon is giving their customers money so that those customers can buy Amazon servers. That is called a circular deal. It's like me giving you money to buy something that I'm selling you. If the customer ever stumbles, Amazon is on the hook twice. Once for the investment that they made and once for the contract that they signed. 4 red flags, that is the entire bear case. Bad news over, I promise. But here's what the bears miss. Amazon kept growing through all of it. Cash burn, debt, paper profits, all of it. And the operating engine is on fire. So with an engine running like that, what's the bull case? This one just happened only a few days ago on June 25th, 2026. JP Morgan put it in writing. Amazon is now the largest retailer in the United States, bigger than Walmart. Amazon now grabs 9.3% of every retail dollar. Walmart just 7.8%. For 60 years, Walmart was untouchable. Amazon just stole the crown. Translation: every retail dollar spent in America is more likely to go to Amazon than anyone else. That is their scale moat, and it's getting wider. It gets better. Check out this next flag. Remember the cloud business, AWS? AWS sales grew 28% in a year, up from 17% the year before. Acceleration, not deceleration. For a $30 billion business, that level of growth is absolutely bananas. And the profit? AWS earned $14.2 billion in 3 months, up from $11.5 billion the year before. That is the AI gold rush in real numbers. Now, reconcile this with the cash burn. Yes, the CapEx is huge, but it builds the very thing growing at 28%. And the next flag shows where it all flows. Strip out the paper markup, just look at the core business. Operating income in Q1 was $23.8 billion. 1 year ago, it was $18.4 billion. That is real profit from operations, up by over $5 billion. Where did it come from? Everywhere, that's where. North America profit jumped from 5.8 to 8.3 billion. International profit jumped too, from 1 to 1.4 billion. Every single region earned more, all while spending on AI. Now, wait until you see who is buying Amazon stock and how much they're buying. Here is what Wall Street is doing. While retail panics about the cash burn and chases overvalued chip stocks. Fortune magazine just reported it, and it's a who's who of Wall Street. David Tepper of Appaloosa Management just made Amazon his largest holding. Seth Klarman of Baupost Group, same thing. Amazon is his top position. Bill Ackman just built a $2.4 billion position. A year ago, that was zero. Sanders Capital doubled their stake. Now, $6.2 billion of Amazon stock. Stanley Druckenmiller doubled his Amazon calls. Calls are leveraged bets that the stock is going up. These guys see the same filings that I just read, and they're piling in. I gotta go off script here, guys. Stop dumpster diving for penny stock moonshots. I honestly can't recall the last time so many smart investors have been piling billions of dollars into the same company. Reconcile this with the paper profit flag. Yes, the headline number is inflated, but the smart money is not buying the headline. They are buying the operating engine and massive future potential. 4 red flags, 4 green flags. So when Wall Street looks at all of this, where do they land? 64 analysts currently cover Amazon. The consensus rating is buy. The Wall Street median price target is $315. Let's look at where three major firms stand. Bank of America has Amazon as a buy, $310 price target. They see almost 30% upside from where we trade today. The B of A thesis is built on AWS scale, some of the parts with AWS doing the heavy lifting. Wells Fargo lands in the middle. They have an overweight rating with a $312 target. Their thesis, AWS is the monetization engine. Overweight means buy. Raymond James is the most cautious of the three. $280 target, still a buy. But here's what's interesting. They increased their target from $225, a $55 raise after Q1 earnings. Their reason? AWS AI partnerships. Here is what all three share. All bullish, all buy, or overweight. Their targets range from 280 to 312. Big upside from today's price. The bear case has zero major firms behind it. Not one of these analysts sees Amazon as a sell. The debate is how much to invest, not whether to invest. If you want to go deeper about anything covered in this video, I do a weekly live Q&A for my YouTube membership, member questions only. So what does the institutional grade data say? The smart money on Wall Street. Let's cover that next. CapIQ is a $25,000 per year subscription that I'm showing you guys today for free. If you want to invest like the pros, you need to see what the pros see. The analysts that I trained at the top banks across Wall Street all use CapIQ. Here's the Amazon valuation dashboard. Wall Street has a low value for Amazon of 207 and a high value of 370. The median is 315, which is over 31% upside to today's close. The overall rating is 1.34, which is a buy rating. For that median to be achievable, three things must be true. First, the AWS backlog must keep growing above where it stands today. Second, AWS growth must stay at or above 28% per year all the way through 2027. Free cash flow must turn positive again by the next earnings report. CapIQ does not give certainty, but it shows you what the biggest investors on the planet are betting on. The street has a $315 median target, but the cash flow says be careful. And the AWS growth says pile in. So which side of the trade is actually reading the numbers right? At the start of this video, I introduced you to the backlog bet. The question was simple. Does Amazon have enough signed contracts to justify all of this AI spending? Or are they overbuilding into thin air? Here is the honest answer. The backlog bet right now is trending positive. And here's the number that proves it. Page 9 of the 10Q. Amazon has $364 billion of signed AWS contracts on the books. That is 5.5 years of revenue already inked, already promised. The real crazy part is that this backlog was only $244 billion just 3 months ago. That is an increase of $120 billion, almost 50% in just 3 months. And that is why Wall Street's smart money is piling in. The CapEx is building servers for demand that is already booked. And Amazon's own guidance is bullish. They guided Q2 sales to 194 to 199 billion, with operating income up to 24 billion. Growth keeps accelerating, not slowing down. And here is the safety net. Amazon's sitting on $143 billion of its own cash and investments, enough to cover the debt and keep investing in the future. By the time Amazon reports Q2 earnings in about 4 weeks, you will know whether the backlog grew or if it stalled. That number changes the entire thesis.
You should seek the advice of an investment professional always. I do not know your individual financial situation. This content is meant to educate and is not investment advice.
That being said, my DCF model shows an implied share price of $309.60. With the stock currently sitting at $240.14, that implies upside of almost 29%. So based on the numbers, Amazon has a buy rating. On Wall Street, a stock trading at greater than a 20% discount is considered a buy rating because it provides us a margin of safety. I do have a position in Amazon. It's currently the 6th largest position in my portfolio at a weight of 5.5%. And I'm probably going to increase my exposure as a result of this analysis. Frankly, Amazon's a no-brainer. I buy from them every week, and for a company like this to be trading at a 30% discount is quite rare. Smart money is investing billions of dollars too, which is a nice investment. Ackman, Druckenmiller, Klarman, and Tepper, these are legends of Wall Street. Pay attention to one thing moving forward. Does the AWS backlog grow at Q2 earnings? If yes, the backlog bet is locked in. If no, the bears might be right. That is the only question that matters. Are you bullish on Amazon at today's price, or do you think the cash burn breaks them? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be covering Amazon again in about 4 weeks to see if the backlog bet holds. Subscribe so that you do not miss it. As always, be relentless.